All right. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Let me get all set up. All right. So, welcome. My name is Erin, and I'm delighted that you joined us today for our midday mindfulness moment. Um, we have been doing these daily up until last week. And last week, I took a little spring break with my family just to be more present for them and enjoy some outside time while the weather was nice. And I'm back this week. And I think starting this week, in addition to the daily 9 a.m. yoga classes that I'm offering for free on WebEx, you can find all of that information on my website, eatyogadrink.com. Hi, Mom. My mom is here. Um, I'm also going to be, so in addition to the free 9 a.m. classes live streamed every morning, Monday through Friday, I'm going to be doing mindfulness moments once a week on Mondays. And my rationale is, again, offering me a little bit of time to be present for my kids in the midday, but also just to give you a little nugget to think about and practice throughout the week. And then the following week, when we meet up again, we can get some feedback or throughout the week, we can get some feedback on how that practice is serving you. So it gives you time to really hone your practice, remembering that mindfulness is a practice. It's something that requires attention and work. And the rewards are really beneficial when you invest that sort of time into the practice. So this week's practice is coming from a book that I really enjoy. If you're shopping for books, this one's called Real World Mindfulness for Beginners. It's edited by Brenda Salgado, and it's sort of a compilation of different practices from different practitioners. I really like it because it's bite-sized and it's very accessible to whether you're a beginner or a really experienced practitioner. It always gives you something to think about. So our practice today that we'll begin in just a moment is called Staying Present for Boring Tasks. We spend a lot of time in our homes right now. You may be cleaning more, you may be cleaning less, no judgment. You may be noticing if you're getting out of your PJs every day, you're noticing that the laundry needs to still be done. You may be noticing that the dishes need to be washed more frequently because there are more people or at least more meals being consumed at home. So whatever it is, whatever that boring, typically seen as boring task is for you, can be made really joyful and pleasing even when you bring your mind to it. So, but before we hop into that practice, I'd like to bring us to the present moment with a little centering breath activity. So we're going to do let's see, we have lots of breath practices we can do. We're just going to do a real simple breath awareness. No need to count, no need to try to do anything fancy with the breath. It's really just being aware of the presence of the breath in and out. And that breath is always a beautiful, accessible tool to bring you to this present moment. So let's enjoy that centering together. So come into your mindful seat, maybe uncrossing the legs if they're crossed. Feel yourself rooting down into the earth. Feel the spine lifting in a way that just promotes a sense of presence, but not tightness or firmness. No need to be rigid in the spine. Rolling the shoulders down and back, softening into the jaw. Once the body has established its presence in your mindful seat, bring all of the attention to the flow of the breath coming in and out of the nose. There's no need to control the breath. The breath knows what to do. The breath knows how to breathe on its own. We're just noticing how it feels, feeling the air come across the upper lip. Noticing the way the body expands and contracts with the breath. Maybe you can feel your clothes subtly shifting on the skin with the breath. And again, there's no need to control anything. Right now, we're giving ourselves space to simply experience our being. The breath happens on its own so many times each day, and it goes unnoticed most of the time. But when we make a conscious choice to notice, it gets us out of our head. It gets us unhinged from any emotional stickiness and just brings us into something that's real, that's life sustaining, that's happening right now without judgment, just being present for it. Take two more mindful breaths. And then if the eyes are closed, gently open them. And know that the breath is it's always there for you to connect you to the present moment. And so anytime you're noticing any sense of emotional reactivity or a heightened sense of emotion in general, whether it's excited or anxious or somewhere in between, you can always use the breath to bring your awareness into a focused, inner gaze, as well as to bring a little softness into the nervous system, just down regulating any responses and just calming you, relaxing you for just a moment. It doesn't take long, maybe 5 breaths is all you need. So now that we're all present together, we're going to begin to build our presence for boring tasks, right? All these boring tasks, whatever the boring task is for you, feel free to type it in the comment box. Whatever your boring task is that you just dread, you just can't stand doing it, you have to do it, you've tried to pawn it off to your loved ones in your home, but they hate it too. So, what can we do to bring a little bit more excitement into our life? What can we do to bring a little bit more joy into these things that are just, dreadful for us to do? And so we're going to do a little meditation that will help you to just rediscover folding laundry, Brittany says. Yes. A little a little excitement to help you rediscover the joy that is waiting for you in these mundane tasks because it's there for you and it's really just a mindset because anytime we let ourselves perseverate on the dreadfulness, the boring nature of something, how we hate something, that is the energy that grows. And so our resistance to it and our suffering just grows and grows and grows. But when we make the conscious choice to go into these activities with an open mind, with fresh eyes, with a little bit more zest in our, the roteness of it, we can turn it into something that's really fun. So we'll see how it goes. So if you're able to do this activity or do this meditation while you're actually doing the activity, like if you know that your dishwasher needs to be loaded or unloaded, or if you're sitting among a pile of laundry that you've been staring at for days, maybe now's the time to start folding it. Whatever it is, maybe you need to. Well, vacuuming wouldn't work because you may not be able to hear me, but if you are able to do the task, do it while I'm guiding you through. If not, it's totally fine. We're just going to imagine it and start to cultivate the habit of finding joy in these moments so that when you do engage in them in real life, it'll be a habit that when you approach it differently. All right. So come back into your comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. If you're doing the task, keep your eyes open. If you're not doing the task, you're just visualizing in your mind's eye the task, you can close your eyes if you're comfortable closing them. And take a few breaths in and out. And we always begin our practice with an intention. So think about your intention as we approach these mundane tasks. Your intention is to, to do this task mindfully and with joy. So create an intention. You decide the verbiage. I'm going to fold my laundry with a smile, or I'm going to enjoy unloading the dishwasher. Whatever it is that you need to do over and over again. Set an intention. Because when we plant that seed of intention and we water it with our breath and our presence, that is what is going to grow. So that joy, that pleasure is going to grow from this experience. So take a moment as you're breathing in and out. Say your intention to yourself a few times. And then, if you're actually doing the task as I'm guiding you, we're going to begin the task. If you're not doing it, just imagine it in your mind's eye. Start to become connected with the physical sensations that you experience when you do this task. So, any textures or temperatures on your skin, of your hands. Notice the movement of your hands and your body as you go about these tasks. So, for example, if you're washing the dishes, you feel the warm water in your hands. You can smell the bubbles of the soap. You notice the motion of the hands to connect the sponge to the plate or the dish to just get everything off. Just imagine this sensory experience of this activity that you've done so many times. If it's folding laundry, really reconnect with the softness of the clothes. Feel the warmth if they've just come out of the dryer. Bring it up to your face. And as you continue to note these sensations, just enjoy them because they often escape our awareness. You've done the dishes thousands of times. You've loaded and unloaded the dishwasher thousands of times. But were you present for it? Did you notice the shininess of the dishes, the warmth as they come out, the blessings of having the resources to clean your dishes in such a way that it promotes good sanitation, good health? Allow the sensations themselves to be the source of pleasure. If you notice that your mind wanders, as it often does, maybe you have a habit of folding your laundry while you're watching Netflix, right? Then you're doing it mindlessly, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how we've all done it. But maybe make folding the laundry, maybe make that the highlight. Maybe make that your activity so that the TV's off, the lighting is just right. Maybe even put on some soft music and make it an experience. And that sensory experience can really ignite pleasure. The touches, the smells, the feel of the soft clothes on your skin, the joy of watching everything stack up really symmetrically as you fold it. And when the mind does wander, take a few breaths, bringing you back to the present and reconnect with those sensations. And then the next step is inviting gratitude into these habits. Right? Once again, gratitude for the resources to do what you've done, whether it's the utility resources, the electricity, the water, anything that may be gas powered, resources for having access to your senses so that you can invite all of these experiences. And offer yourself gratitude for changing your mental framework, for going about this task where you normally would carry burdensome thoughts or loathing thoughts, and you've changed your mind. You've changed your thought habits, and now you're like, I love doing my laundry. This brought me joy. This was a rich sensory experience. Because when you do these things, you truly have a choice. You have a choice as to what you hold in your mind while you're doing anything. And if you choose to see the joy and the pleasure and the gratitude in a situation, you will certainly be much more rewarded than if you carry this sense of hatred and dread. It's all a mind frame. You can also begin to get curious, right? Get curious about your experience interacting with the physical world. So just the way young children do. And as if you can remember how you were as a child, everything was so exciting, right? The ring of the good humor bell always excited you. or you just asked 1,000 questions of your parents because everything was so new and fresh and you were curious. So allow yourself the opportunity to get curious as you are going through these daily activities. Excite your own sense of wonder and joy. So if the eyes are closed, you're welcome to open them back up. I'm so glad that you practiced with us today. It doesn't take a long time for us to develop these habits of mind, but it does take conscious attention and it takes practice. So, the rest of today and the rest of the week, as you go about these mundane, so called boring tasks that no one else in your family is willing to do, see if you can approach them with a different mentality. See if you can change the experience. And I would love to hear about it. I love to hear through your emails and your text messages and your Facebook comments how things are going for you. And if you missed the very beginning, I just was mentioning how I'm going to be coming on every Monday at noon for a Monday midday mindfulness moment. Say that 12 times too fast. And the goal is to give you something to practice throughout that week over and over and over. That is how we begin to build new neural pathways. So we excite the pleasure and the joy. So change your habits, change your mental habits, change your way of thinking about the things that you're going about each day, and let me know how it's going. Okay, so each day you've got homework, and then I'll see you back here again next Monday. And if there's something you'd like me to talk about or guide you in, I'm happy to do that. Just drop me a message in the comments. And remember to join me each morning on WebEx, 9 a.m., Monday through Friday, where I lead a live yoga class. It's totally free. And all of the information for that and other specialty classes that I have lined up right now, a lot of stuff going on. It's pretty exciting. It's found on my website, eatyogadrink.com. All right. So, again, I'm Erin. I'm so grateful that you practiced with us today. Thank you so much. Namaste. Bye.